Pearlo wisdom here from Rico and Pearlo's House of Exotic Picks, Frolic, and I got to change the title to the different date here. It's tomorrow the 3rd, right? Yes, 3rd. Okay. Update all. There we go. All right, we're here. I'm not even sweating my my premium saves prop isn't going to come in. Fortunately for me, I did have Carolina puck line second period. Made up a little bit there. I got Flyers team total under for 2. I should have been my best bet. I loved it. From now on, I'm going to be betting more on it. I thought this is the first game. Maybe Carolina is a little bit rusty. I do have Anderson under 20.5 saves. I'm hoping that Philly just got a penalty here. Yeah, but it's not. I mean, still, it's not very likely that we're going to get shots. Oh, no. Carolina got the penalty? Or did they not? Oh, no. Carolina got the penalty. He swung his stick. Carolina should get a penalty here. We'll see if it happens, but I don't know. Because they didn't notice the stick swing. If somebody notices it, they might put 2 in. But Carolina's not even trying to shoot right now. They're just playing. So it's not going to happen that way. I'm going to end up, I got most of the things right on this game, and I think I'm going to end up almost even because of the goaltender. Because I had 4 units. I had Carolina money line at under 5.5, under 6.5. But I also had no goals first 5, and Carolina scored before the 5 minutes. So that I was up a little bit there, like a quarter unit. Then I had, like I said, if I get the under saves for Anderson, that's 1. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't get the block shots. I don't think for Sealer. I'm pretty sure he had 4 in the first period, and they took 2 away. The fucking bastards. So I don't think I need him for 1 more. But I mean, Carolina hasn't even been really shooting it, so I don't think he got it. Nope. Still need 1 more block shot for Sealer. That's plus 155. I'm hoping Carolina gets power play here, and then they shoot, and at least he gets that block shot. What else did I have? I put too much on that saves prop. Shouldn't have did it. Yeah. Oh, I had 2 units on the team total under. Okay, so if I'll get that. I got Carolina money line at under 6.5. And they get the Frederick Anderson under saves. That's 3 units. So it's about even. I should have did much better on this game. Much better on this game. I should have had way more on Philly team total under. Like that was a mistake by me. I should have had good 5 units on that. I listened to the ice guys, and I listened to people, and I was like, Carolina's had a week off, and maybe Philly would do something here. Yeah. Anyways, that won't be the case for a while. I'll tell you that. I just did a puck in deep. It was really good. I thought at this point, I enjoyed it a lot. We talked about what I talked about last night about Edmonton Oilers, but we also talked about this series, the Pittsburgh series, Vegas series against Anaheim. We talked about what may happen to McDavid after this, and what Edmonton's plans will be going up. I'm going to be doing a video maybe tomorrow on if I have on Toronto and what they can do with that roster. That's going to be fun. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to be able to do with that roster there in Toronto, to tell you the honest truth. Like, I've thought about a few things. They're not rebuilding, apparently. So they hired Chayka. I think that the reason why they had to hire Chayka is there's nobody like Chayka's a very bold person. And I mean, he took that Arizona job, and you can say what you want about whether he did well or not did well or what have you. With some of the moves he made, he had a mandate to make that team competitive. Oh, I think they got a 5-minute. Okay, they got a 2-minute power play. Let's see, I had 19. I need 7 shots. It's just probably not 7 saves. I don't see it happening because right after this power play, or not long after, Philadelphia is going to pull the goaltender, and that'll be it for that. Down 3-0. So, but I mean, some of the things I'm looking at for Toronto, like he's got a mandate that he's not rebuilding. So what I would do if I was Toronto, what I think I'll do in the video, we'll see. We'll see. I might come up with some new, different stuff. I would go and get guys like Bjorkstrand, maybe Schwartz, out of like these guys that won't need no trade clause. That shouldn't need no trade clauses. That are older, and if it goes awry and you are not going to make the playoffs, you can trade them for draft picks at the deadline. Like give them 2 years, 3 years at about $5 million, manageable, tradable assets. That's what I would do. Marchment, if you can get him. I don't know if he's interested in going to Canada. Where did he went to Seattle, right? And now he's in Columbus. They're going to try to sign him there. We'll see if he gets it. But he's a guy that can have value if he puts up some numbers up front, up on that top line or whatever. And if you're in a playoff spot, then I guess you just roll with it. And if you're not, you can use some of these players for picks and then do it again. That's all I can come up with that they can help do. You probably got to look to trade Stolars to try to get somebody or something or whatever. You got Riley there that I don't know. It's questionable whether he'll. I don't know if he's been asked about his no trade clause. Personally, what I would be doing if I was Toronto is I would be going Nylander. But I know they're not going to do that. I know. That's what I said. If you were listening yesterday, it's not over, but I have Anderson under saves in this game. It should have been my best bet, actually. Because Carolina's not even going to shoot now. I should have had way more on Anderson, and I should have had way more on the team total under for Philadelphia. Oh, there's one shot. Carolina did get one shot. I mean, are they going to make me sweat? I don't think so. I think they're going to play around with it. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to go back in their zone, set up, slow, no make any mistakes, kind of dump the puck in. If they shoot, it's going to be basically to get a whistle. They're going to keep this game slow and make bad passes like that, obviously. And as soon as this is not long after this is over, this power play is over, they're going to be Philly will be pulling the goaltender. But team total under every game this series for Philadelphia. Another mistake I made with this game is not taking, and I'm so mad at myself. I don't know why I didn't think about it. Not taking players to not get a point for Philadelphia. I'm going to start doing that in this series. What you're seeing here from Philadelphia, like you said, well, they're not shooting. They're not getting a chance to shoot because Carolina is just insane shot suppression team. And Philadelphia was the second or third worst shot production team in the league. So pretty hard to, I mean, that's a recipe for not getting too many shots, right? And Carolina is an insanely good shot suppression team, like crazy good. Have been for, they've led the league in shot suppression for 3 years or 4 years in a row. Come on, get some shots. Just try to make, oh no. Why did you do that? See, that's why you shoot. Brindamore should be losing his mind right now. That's why you shoot. Just take a shot, let Vladar cover it up. I thought that's what they would do. They're playing around with it too much, man. They could actually end up getting a goal against them the way they're playing this. That's not going to go, no. I put too much on the Vladar. I'm actually only going to end up breaking even in this game, and I should be way up. I had Vladar. I should have trusted my gut instead of listening to everyone else. Carolina had a rest, so maybe Philly's got something here. And I only put one unit on the Anderson under saves, and that should have been way more than that. That should have been my premium play. Instead, I had Anderson. I had Vladar over saves. That was my premium. I got it back with the second period puck line for Carolina. I thought about this third period puck line, but I'm basically relying on an empty netter. And Carolina is not usually a team that goes for empty netters. They usually just dump it down. They take the safe route. Oh, there's another shot. That's 14. Even the under for Anderson could be tight because it's 20 and a half. Because once they pull the goaltender, if they pull the goaltender, I need Carolina to score right away. No, it screwed me up too, as Carolina scored in the first 5 minutes. Maybe. We'll see. Carolina is such a good shot suppression team, and they're going to play around. As soon as they get it, they're going to play around with the puck in the zone. They're going to take it easy. They're going to keep the game slow. So this is where I think that teams should be shooting. Just shoot at the goaltender and get the stop the play. Like, instead of dumping in the corner like they just did right there, that's a dangerous move. Just shoot it at the goaltender, make him stop it, and get a face-off, and you can get possession in there. Plus, you slow down the game. That's a way better than just flipping it in a corner and basically giving up possession 100%. You know. I'm sweating those. The other argument for not shooting at the goaltender is that you keep the offensive players tired on the ice, so when they get down in the defensive zone, you got a lot more chance to take possession back. I can see that, I guess. Yeah, I didn't do the first period, but I did no goals first 5. They got a goal right away, so that fucked that up. Under 6.5. But I also took Carolina money line, and that was plus 115. So a little bit on the under 5.5. I mean, I'm not doing bad. I'll probably break even today, but I didn't post the under 5.5 in the winnable. I don't like playing 5.5s, but like I said, the team total under, I should have had more on that. Team total under for Philadelphia. I thought about laddering it down and even taking the shutout, but I wanted to see this go. Next game, I will. I think this is what you're going to see the whole series. I do have Carolina to sweep in 5. It's just this Philadelphia does not match up well against Carolina. They would have a better chance against Ottawa and a much better chance against Montreal. But I mean, they're not going to play Montreal for sure. Even Tampa. Buffalo, I don't know about that. They got to diversify their game. They got young players that, Michkov and Tippett not being in was a big, big loss for sure. Tippett with not being in was a huge loss. I don't know what's wrong with them, but if they don't have him, man, oh man. Let's say I got Forster. He's going to be very good. He's just, like these guys, Zegras, his first playoffs, Carolina. Oh, did they get a penalty? Oh shit. Oh no. Or was it offside? No, it was a penalty. Fuck. Oh man, that hurts. You're right. The 20 and a half may not come in now. The only thing good about this is that, oh, really? That's what you call? Seriously? And what are you doing, Svechnikov, for fuck's sakes? He's taking bad penalties a lot. What was the point of that? If I'm Brindamore, I lose my fucking mind. Are you kidding me? What are you cross-checking a guy for? In that spot when you're, I mean, Jesus Christ, that was terrible. Oh, they don't get it out, for fuck's sakes. Oh, now they do. Okay, good. The only thing good about this is that they can shoot at the empty net, and it's not if they get up 4-0, that should kill the momentum there. I don't know Philadelphia will let the empty netter go. But see, they don't. That's the problem. They don't go for the empty net. Carolina never goes for the empty net. And Philadelphia's power play is ass. Oh, that's going to be a shot. Fuck. That flip in is going to be called a shot. I'm sure of it. Anyways, with Toronto, yeah, like I heard Riley about it. I mean, what are you going to get for Riley? I can't even put a number on what Riley you would get as a return for Riley. I don't think it'd be great. Probably they wouldn't even be asking to get much for Riley. They just want to get rid of the cap it. And sure as shit, what they'll do is they'll throw a bunch of radish. I'm sweating. That's a shot. Come on, block shots, Carolina, block shots. Miss the net. They got an empty net now, too. Empty net. on the power play is not really that big of a deal, actually. Doesn't really change all that much. The only thing you got about it is if you do get a rebound, you got an extra guy there for it. But yeah, I think Toronto is. Yeah, I think that's what they'll do, and I just don't think that's what they should do. I don't know. Radish, I put a number on Radish. He had one good year. He's 29 or 30 or something like that. Like 8 for 6 or something like that, maybe. I'd rather Philly score a goal here. There's another one. Fuck it. I can't even talk. I'm sweating this so much. 2 minutes left. Get it out for the love of God. Just one time. Finally. Get the empty netter. Oh, fuck. One minute left. I don't know. That won't be called a shot, I don't think. If I wanted saves, that would be. Oh, they did call that a. Are you kidding me? How is that a shot? They would. If I was wanting the saves, there's no way they would call that a shot. Yes. 52 seconds left. Come on, Carolina, do your work. Yes. Dump it out. 18. Okay, I got under saves. Fuck me. No, not game. Game 2 is not going to be over 5. Wolf Cotto. Not a chance. The only way game 2 is over 5 is if Carolina wins 6-0. 6-1, something like that. That's the only reason. Team total under Philadelphia every single game this series. I should have took Carolina regulation today. I'll take it tomorrow. I'll take it the next game. I'll take it the next game. I'll take it the next game. -1.5 even. Carolina's going to win this. I bet you. I wouldn't even be surprised if Philadelphia doesn't score more than 2 goals in this series. All right. After all that, let's look at the series is coming up. I'm going to be on with Exotic Wagers tomorrow morning. The forecheck at 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning. And we'll go in a deeper dive in all of these. Tomorrow's game, Tampa and Montreal. I guess I'll share screen. I'm just going to make sure there's nobody else wanting to come on here. I don't think JD's coming on. I know that and did it and I didn't get the block shots either, did I? I don't think so. Nope, never got Sealer block shots either. Fuck. So I'm going to be going to just I gotta be taking Stank over and over shots, man. It's just crazy. Walker's going to his watch out for Walker now because in the playoffs he shoots a lot. Philadelphia gives up a lot. Oh, no fourth goal for 8 minutes. Wow. Yeah, I'm like even. I lied about the second period puck line. I fucked up. I put too much on Vladar over saves, not enough on Anderson over saves, and not enough on the team total under for Philadelphia. Not going to make that mistake next time. That's for sure. See if Rico messaged me. Okay. Tampa Bay, Montreal. I already have Tampa Bay in 7 for the series at plus 300 and something like that. I might just ride with that. They're minus 156 for the game. Probably play the draw, I guess. I'm going to go no goals first 5 is only missed once when Gallagher got one quick. So no goals first 5 under 6.5. This is going to be a tight ass game. Tight ass game. Dobish is playing too well. I could see a draw. Maybe you go under first period, second period. Elimination games, though, maybe it's a little different because if Tampa, I mean, they're both, well, it's an elimination game, but they both can be eliminated. So Tampa Bay has had trouble scoring. They're not getting enough shots on net. They're not shooting enough. Last game, though, I may look at Dobish over saves because I didn't share this out. I may look at Dobish over saves because Cooper was very adamant about them shooting more last game. Shot first mentality, he said. Oh, it's a 5. It's a fucking 5. There's 5s. So your 6.5, under 6.5 is not going to be. No goals first 5 and under 6.5 is not going to be very good. What do they got? Yeah, they got 30 shots on goal. It was overtime. So let me see. At home, they have had shots, but a lot. You got the overtime thing. It's only one time at Montreal at home. 34, 30. Yeah. I look at Dobish over saves. I think that's a possibility here. NHL. Okay. Sorry about that. 26 and a half. Yeah, I know. That's pretty high. 26 and a half. You got to really think it's going to be kind of drawish. I don't know if I can go with that. Um, Again, that shoot first mentality. It's that's they've been getting about at home. They have been getting up to 30 shots, but it could be so tight that they're so hard on the stick. Like they're both desperate. That yeah, I'm probably not going to take it. Probably not going to take it. Hey TL35, I just added you to my community. Sorry about that. If I sometimes forget to go into that community link. By the way, for right now, you can get a full calendar year of my picks where I'm up 430 some odd units or something like that this year. Looks like it's going to be in the 450 year, somewhere around there for units, which is about average for me. It's usually about 350 to 650. My highest was 750. Timu, okay. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, for 150 bucks with promo code Hymes 12, all caps. 150 bucks for a year. I don't know what you play for units, but if you do the math, I mean, you could be playing $1 a unit and you'd still be up 350 bucks or 300 bucks or something like that. So, but that's an early special. You can get in on that. If you just played my premium Goldie props, although I didn't get it here, I'm 30-9 on the season. So if you put like even $100 on that, you're still making your money back in spades. So a lot of it, I should have been up about 500 and some, but I had a little vacation and I was gone for like 3 weeks. I probably would have been up about 500 and some units if I was back for that. So you like that 500, 600 unit plays, do that, play my plays, and then just add that to your bankroll for all the other sports you do or whatever. It's pretty much, I like 7 years. It's not even that I average that many units. I play a high unit per though. So if you got to be really comfortable with my plays because I don't really go on the, you're going to lay down a lot. Either lower your unit size, or if you're really confident, just play your unit size and go with it, or play it at quarter units per. So if I say 4 units, go quarter per or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have a winnable. You can go to my Twitter, hit the top, 150 bucks for a calendar year. So if you bought right now, you would get it till next year at this time. And you get all the MLB picks. And swag is like 13-4 or something like that. 13-4, I think, so far since he started doing baseball, I think. So add that into it and you're just flying, man. All right. So tomorrow, Tampa Bay. I leaning Tampa Bay. I already have Tampa Bay. I had Tampa in 6 and Tampa in 7. And I had the series to go 6 and the series to go 7. So I'm already making money. or I'm already green on it either way. Not green, but if Montreal wins, I'm pretty much break even because I put more on the 6 and more on the 7. If Tampa Bay wins, I get another, I think it was like plus 350 or something like that. No, plus 250. I can't remember. But if the 6 was something like no, how did that go? The 6 was 300. I think it was like 2 something for the 7 for Tampa Bay. I know a lot of people were on Montreal because of the value at plus 200 or what it was. And that's probably was the value. And you're seeing it here. I got to give it to St. Louis, man. I got to give it to St. Louis. He's St. Louis is a hell of a coach, man. This is a guy who never coached in the professional level before he took over the Montreal Canadiens. And I loved what he said after the last game. The last game, he said, it was to the reporters when he was talking, he said, this might have been the best game I've seen this group play. Now, I don't know if that's totally true, but it's a great thing to say. And they lost because they lost the game. And he said, I'm a believer that things happen for a reason. So in other words, he's boosting up his team, saying you played great and you lost, but I think things happen for a reason. So he's kind of adding fate into it. This is how you build belief in a team. The belief is half the battle in hockey and probably sports in general, honestly. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're fucked. It doesn't matter what you do, even sports handicapping. Even what I'm doing with hockey handicapping. If I start getting down on myself, I start questioning myself and stuff like that, I generally overthink things or I miss plays or whatever. If you don't have belief, your talent's not going to help you enough. Let's put it that way. It'll help you, but not enough. So he's building belief in his team. And he's saying like, it's almost like it's fate. So, and then he said, we're, everything happens for a reason. Now we get an opportunity to learn to play a game 7. In other words, we're going to learn something here because we're going to go play a game 7. We have an opportunity to have a challenge that we can overcome, and we can believe in ourselves and play like we did today, as good a game as we can, and learn from this and winning the series or maybe even losing the game. Unbelievable what he just did there, because he's building belief in this team. B, he is saying he's giving an energy of fate, like this is meant to happen and we're up to the challenge. And C, if they do happen to lose the game, it's a learning experience and we're going to grow and we're doing awesome and everything. Positive energy and building belief. And St. Louis has been awesome at this, because to tell you the honest truth, this roster with Gallagher and Anderson, Newhook and stuff, going into the playoffs, Doc and Bull Duke were struggling all year. They look much better in the playoffs here, probably having belief in themselves. But going into the series, I'm sorry, that team is top heavy. If you look at analytics for each player on that team, and I am an analytics person, but it's not the be-all, end-all of everything. The analytics is a good part of it, but a lot of the things I'm talking about, if I see it, I'll take a team that on paper analytically shouldn't win. If I believe they have more belief than the other team, I'll take it. It overcomes it. So on paper, this team shouldn't be where it is. But here we are. It's you got Gunsel, Sorelli, and Hagel. That line is maybe the best shutdown line in the NHL. They don't play with each other regularly, but Cooper, who's also an amazing coach, absolutely amazing coach. If he gets a Jack Adams, it's going to be a token Jack Adams because he hasn't had one yet in his career, and he certainly deserves one. And I wouldn't argue with it, to tell you the honest truth. Probably goes to Ruff. I personally think Talkett deserves it this year, but I mean, any one of those guys are amazing coaches, and I'm not going to like piss or anything if any one of them win. But he put that line together, and what have they done? As much as you have this belief in everything, Caulfield, Suzuki, and Slafkovsky, except for like the first game for Slafkovsky, for the most part, have been pretty impressively shut down. That line is insane. Now, what that does, though, is it puts strain on the other lines because you got Paul. Point isn't what he used to be. Kucherov and who else do they have on there? You got Gonsalves. He's not a bad young defensive forward as well. Paul isn't what he used to be. Like there's a little strain on there. So they're challenging. He challenged Montreal, say, look, we're going to shut down that top line. Your Demidov, Newhook, and Tessier line, which is really not a great line. Demidov is amazing, don't get me wrong, but he's on an island in that line. Like Newhook and Tessier are they're one-trick ponies pretty much. And Gallagher, beautiful move by St. Louis to sit Gallagher, bring him back in again with full energy, because at this stage of his career, Gallagher doesn't have the stamina that he used to, and he doesn't know anything other than to go balls out every game. And if he tries to do it at his age now, again, in a series like this in Tampa Bay, he's going to burn out by the end. But he sat him, brought him in at a great time, put him on the third line, and he got a goal, first goal of the game. Like if he's got full energy, you got a glimpse of the Gallagher of old. Great move. His St. Louis roster management has been absolutely fantastic. Who else is on that line? Let me go. I think it's Balduc. And of course, again, Dobish. For a rookie, pretty much. I mean, I think he played last year actually, but like as far as in the first for a youth center, he's playing with a ton of belief. No, they have Gallagher up on the second line actually with Newhook and Demidov. That was a good move. And then you got Jake Evans. Jake Evans is really good. Deno's not what he used to be. Very intelligent player still, and I'm sure he's teaching those kids a lot, because guys like Newhook, Slafkovsky, Caulfield, these young guys, they're just in their infancy of learning how to play a full sheet 3-zone defensive game. Now, they're going to get it. I'm sure they are, but they're not there yet. But a guy like Dano, that guy's one of the best hockey IQs that way of the last 10 years. And if he's coaching these kids, I could see Philip Deno being a coach eventually like that. He's just a very intelligent player, intelligent guy. But Josh Anderson, he does what he can do. That's what he does. He's really kind of fallen off in a lot of ways, and I don't know if he's going to be around next year. I think he's got a no trade clause, so I don't know. But Bulldog, then they put Bolduc. I always call them Bulldog for some reason. Bolduc, Kirby Doc, and Tessier. And, like I said, they were playing way better than they did in the regular season. But in general, I would say that lineup is thin. but they're not playing thin. They're playing. They're doing what they got to do. Matheson, Alexander Carrier up there is great. Matheson's he's really overmatched up there on the top line. Lane Hudson has been awesome. Caden Goulet, low key, very good defensive defenseman. And then Struble and Jackeye is your weak link for sure. Arbor Jackeye is, not the greatest. But they're putting it all together. If they had Noah Dobson, this would be probably a different series. And then Tampa, I mean, let's face it, they're in the twilight right now, right? I don't know what they're going to do, win or lose in the offseason, because I don't think they're winning the next series. Either one of these teams. I don't think either one of these teams are winning against Buffalo. But, look, he changed his lines up. Now, they could go and they got Hagel, Cirelli, and Kucherov, Gunsel, Point, and Perry. Interesting. I don't know if they'll do. I wonder if they'll do that at home. If they do, I mean, it's more varied. More of the shutdown guys are spread out a little bit here. Gergensen, Yanni Gord still has it, but Gergensen's meh. Paul, meh. Gonzalez down there is not bad. I mean, they got good depth. Depth on depth. They've got okay depth, and Montreal's got kind of okay depth. So if they go depth on depth, but they got their defense is better, even without Hedman. Moser's, I can't believe that guy became as good as he did, to tell you the honest truth. And Darren Radish, of course, has had an amazing year. McDonough's still a great shutdown guy at 37 years old. I mean, I can't believe it. Eric Chernak, And then Astos and Lillard, Astost, as I like to call him. They call him Dastu. I call him Astost. Dastu is French for ass toast. That's what I think. I think they squeak it out, but I could see Montreal doing it too. But Cooch, Hagel, Slav, and Tex. Yeah, I mean, I think JD said something about first period plays here. Radish and Kucherov one shot in the first period has cashed 5 of the last 6. It was plus money in game 6, but it's only minus 124 now. So there's something. There's another thing there. I take Kucherov over shots again. I took him last time. I mean, in this type of game, Kucherov is probably going to be. And like I said, the mandate has been to shoot more from Tampa. Tampa's probably going to show Montreal something that they haven't seen in this game. Probably. They got something in their back pocket probably for this game. They've been doing this for a long time. They know how to make adjustments well. That's kind of why I lean Tampa Bay to win the series. I totally get anybody who bet Montreal for the value at plus 200. Totally get it. Totally get it. I mean, I wouldn't. And look, here we are in a game 7. So anybody that bet Montreal at plus 200, you probably made the right bet, because here you are in a coin flip, possibly a coin flip. So I probably, that's why I bet Tampa 6 and 7, because I did think Tampa one way or another was going to pull it out. I was pretty confident of it. We'll see if I'm right tomorrow. Another one you might want to look at, but the problem is on the road, Montreal hasn't been getting a lot of shots, is, Vasilevsky over 22.5. I wonder if Tampa just really, really shuts it down here. Really shuts it down. I don't think they've shown their full capacity of shutdown ability as far as a team is concerned yet. And I'm kind of wondering that this is the one here now that they're dialed in, and they're at home. They got the matchup. They got everything. We'll see what if they keep the lineup the way it is. But no goals first five, under 6.5. I do think it'll be slow start. And I don't think it'll go over 6.5. Highly unlikely. That'll probably be my favorite. Although we'll see a DK with the. I should have timestamped this. Shoot. What time did I start? What time do you guys think I started talking about this? Maybe 35? I got to probably go back and check. What was I going to look at? No goals first five, but what was the reason for that? Oh, that's what I was going to look at. Yeah, under 5.5 is minus 148. So this is a 5. So I don't know. No goals first 5 and under 6.5 is probably going to be pretty juiced. Take a chance at no goals first 10. Or go with the. I wonder how juiced that'll be. Both teams to score a goal first period, no. Where did I get that at? Is that on FanDuel? I think that was on FanDuel. Neither team to score one, or both teams to score one in the first period, no. And under 6.5. That should give you a better price. I hope, I also want Tampa Bay to win this because I'm going to get a better price on Buffalo, plus 195 to win the next round. And I think Buffalo will win that. It's against Montreal, it's plus 104. Against Tampa, it's plus 195. I'm going to touch that. I'll probably play the plus 1.5 too. Games. Montreal, Tampa. Same game parlay. Do they have it, the no goals first 5 yet? They don't have the no goals first 5 in there yet. But both teams to score first period, no. Where did I get that at? I think that might have been Bet365. Oh, that's another one I could have took for a parlay. Shit. For Philly, Carolina, another parlay you could do is both teams to score 2-0. That's actually no, because Philadelphia will probably score 2. Where's the first period? Yeah, they don't have all their for both teams to score first period goal no is minus 310. So I don't know if you're getting a better price on that or not. Then I don't agree with that. Tampa matches up better to Buffalo than they do against Montreal. How do you figure? Buffalo's got way more depth than Montreal does. I think Buffalo has a system that can better play against. The only thing that they have, Tampa Bay has a much more experience, but I mean, I'll take Buffalo's bottom lines over Montreal's all day. Lion has been playing well, and Buffalo has been shot suppressing well. If it's Montreal, yeah, Dobish, there's a goaltending advantage probably with Dobish. I will give you that. But if it's Montreal Buffalo again, now you got two young teams, and Buffalo has way more depth. Buffalo has a better defense. Buffalo's players play a system that I think is still better yet. I don't think Buffalo's system is better than Montreal's system necessarily. I just don't think Montreal has got to the point where they're playing the system that St. Louis wants to play as well as they can. Where Buffalo has been working on this for 2 years, and they seem to be taking off on it. This aggressive man-on-man D, and I'm really good at goalie saves. 30-8 for premiums for me. Didn't get this one though. I was 30-7 before today, but I had the under. I got it back a little bit with the under saves for Anderson, although it was a bit of a sweat. So if it's Montreal, I gotta go with Buffalo still, man. I just that what that those I know they're not the most physical defense in Buffalo, but they're big. They're big, and they get the puck out quick, man. Quick. They're super fast. They're super aggressive. They're all over you. It's a similar style to Carolina, not quite that the same. And when they are forced to clog up the slot, they've got those big sticks. It's going to be tough for Montreal to get inside and get possession a lot in. Much stronger. I mean, Tage Thompson and Tuck, McLeod, great shutdown center. Is it Zucker? I think they can move on from Quinn after this season's over. I don't know if they will. But what is there? Yeah, Zucker, McLeod, Quinn. McLeod does a lot of work for Quinn there as far as full sheet is. And then you got Benson, great shutdown guy. Joshua Norris, underrated two-way player. Josh Doan, that's a freaking great line. I mean, that's some depth right there, man. Holy shit. That is some killer depth on that team. They can kill you on three lines. Like, I don't see that Newhook line being able to do much against any one of these lines. They could be very overmatched. And for defense, it's not close, man. Darlene Samuelson, Byron Power, it's not even close. Montreal's got the edge in goal. I'll give them that. What's Lions playoff stats? Let me see. Show playoff stats. What's Lions just straight up expected goals against? Why don't they just have the regular save percentage? Huh, they don't have it here. That's weird. They got all the expected goals against and all that kind of stuff like that. His expected goals against is 747, and goals saved above expected, or goals. Not bad. Do I think any? I mean, of course they have a chance. I think Dallas played like a bunch of garbage though. Like they played terrible. But give it to Minnesota. I think a lot of people are going to bet Minnesota after that Dallas series, and I know Minnesota played really well. They sure look good to the eye test, but Dallas played like ass, like absolute ass. They played really bad. Slow moving out of the defensive zone, like they were so slow out of the defensive zone. It was crazy. And Minnesota was just over them, all over them, like pig on shit, man. Like friggin'. So I'm taking Colorado in 6. If Minnesota wins it, freaking, I tip my hat to you, man. But in that LA series, Colorado wasn't even pitting anybody. Like they were not engaging physically against LA. They were just digging pucks out with their sticks, using their stick to get possession in the offensive zone. And and LA was hitting them, but they were just not wanting push back physically at all because they knew that at any moment they could just take that series. That's how confident they were. So they saved themselves a lot of, I think Manson was injured. I don't know if he's back. I haven't heard. I hope for that. I mean, for their sake, that's going to be pretty big. That's going to take a big body back there away. But Minnesota loses Brody, and again, Brody's injured a lot. Without Brody, that gets thinner there in the back line. They're going to have to depend on Faber and Hughes, who looked absolutely dominant in that that Dallas series. The thing is they did a lot of stretch pass stuff, and I'm not sure you're going to get away with that with Colorado like they did with Dallas. Hughes will get his, though. I mean, that guy's got to be one of the best passers I've seen, like him and Bouchard. Absolutely amazing passers out of the defensive zone. And, both of them looked amazing against Dallas. And I'm sure they're going to, be very good here. I love the Felinos. It's hard for me to go against any team that has two Felinos on it, man. Those guys are heart and soul. Boldy, they got great shutdown players. Kaprizov, he gets offense. People talk about his offense, but that guy is a shutdown winger too. He's incredible. And Boldy as well. And Eck. Honestly, as far as shutdown players are concerned, I might give the edge to Minnesota. And that in the playoffs is huge. But Colorado does have Nichushkin. It's hard to look at their analytics for the regular season because I don't think they were doing a lot of shutdown stuff in the regular season, although they had the best defense, the best team defense in the league in the regular season. Yeah, Nichushkin still even strength defense, still fantastic. Lehkonen, I'm sure he's still elite. Oh yeah, Lehkonen is elite. Nelson had his best year, full sheet ever in his career. Like unbelievably, like through the roof, 75% above expected. So the only guys, Nietzsche doesn't play D at all. He's just a flat out forward. He floats, and they let him float just like they used to do Rantanen. McKinnon, he can do it any way you want. Like, it seems to me that McKinnon the last 2 years has been just doing a lot of flying the zone, and I think Bednar's just said, "Look, we need you. Your offense is so good. We can put Lehkonen on there, and we're not going to worry too much about, take your risks, and we need your goals." But 2 years ago, he was almost 95% above. He was an elite defensive forward too. He can do it at any time. So, I mean, this lineup is set up to win any way you want. It's got speed. It's got depth all through the lineup. As much as I love the heart and everything of Hartman, I think he's. Eck is questionable for game one. Holy fuck, man. Yeah, I mean, if Eck is out for much time at all, then Colorado definitely will win the series. Just no doubt about it. No doubt about it. If you could take one guy, either Hughes or Eck, I honestly would rather. I think they have a better chance, and I know this is going to sound crazy, with Kaprizov out than Eck. With just simply because of their center depth problem already. So I got Colorado in 6, but I'll see how long Eck's going to be out. You got Brodeen out. I mean, I can't see Minnesota. Without Eck, there's no way. I would be absolutely blown away if Minnesota beats Colorado without Eck in the lineup. Blown away. Full stop, man. Hartman's not going to shut down McKinnon and or Nelson. And I don't know, that Urov kid's going to come in. He's going to be a good kid, but I mean, he's not shutting down those guys. Fuck no. I think Tampa matches up better against Montreal. Any team is going to match up better against Montreal than Buffalo. Right now. Wait till Bolduc matures, Doc matures. If he does, he's going through his injuries. You get that Hayes kid coming up. Apparently, he's a beast. 3-zone defensive player center. Whoever they add, I think they'll probably add in the off season. They'll maybe move away from Anderson, have a discussion with Gallagher. Probably Gallagher won't go though. I mean, he's too much of a heart and soul guy in that organization room and all that kind of stuff like that. You'll see what they do in the off season and give St. Louis just keep on building the system, building these guys to play. You got a guy like Dan O there to help these guys to play a playoff style game. And eventually, and I think soon, eventually, I mean, this is going to be a massive contender without a doubt. No doubt about it. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it's not, but we'll see what they do to add. But as it stands right now, Buffalo does. I think St. Louis has done an amazing job with this roster. Amazing job with this roster. I think Tampa is just Point is just not what Point against Tage Thompson, if that's the way it's going to be. Pretty tough the way he is right now. They can put that Cirelli line back together and stop Tage line, but then you've got the McLeod line, then you've got the Norris line with Benson and Doan, and that line can shut down any line too. That's the thing. So they'll put that Benson line on in Tampa Bay on the Kucherov line, and they'll do a good number on that. But if you don't, you got McLeod, who is like one of the premier shutdown guys in the league right now. So, yeah, Tampa will have a tough go there. The only thing they have is what they have, and it's big. It's not a small thing. They got goaltending edge with Vasilevsky as long as he's playing top of his game, and the ability to not get too high, not too low. All of those intangibles that a veteran team gives you, and they will beg, borrow, steal, kill, whatever to win. Like they will get dirty, real dirty if they have to. They got Corey Perry there. I'm not sure I see that in Buffalo. I'm not sure I see that aspect in Buffalo, but geez, I'm talking about all these series in the chat. Anybody that was watching this, the question was that you're asking, do you believe Tampa matches up better against Montreal or Buffalo? That's what the question was. So the other game, we'll get to it. And the series as well. Minnesota. Well, we already talked about it. The Minnesota-Colorado series. Yeah, I'm taking Colorado in 6. And if Eck's not in, I mean, I think if Eck's not in, I think Colorado bolts out first period here. I know that they have the idea that they had rest, so they're going to be a slow out of the gate. Maybe Minnesota has the legs. That could be true. I think I won't take Colorado first period here. But if Eck is not in, get on the in regulation right away. Although I think this will be about this. Still, Minnesota's going to play super hard, but with Eck not in, take McKinnon over Shots, man. Fuck. McKinnon over Shots. Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him if X not in? I mean, this could be, maybe this is like, what do they call that? Not posturing. So far, I mean, FanDuel has him in. But if he's not in, you're talking about like Michael McCarron up there on the second line, taking for a goal, I guess. Boldy over Shots, just insta Boldy over Shots. Going to be a little tougher. Colorado's a great shot suppression team. The 8 best shot suppression teams in the regular season made the playoffs. The only teams that weren't were Montreal and Minnesota, I believe. 1, 2. Ottawa was, yeah. So with that in mind, I want to go Wallstat over saves, but Colorado gets up early. We see what happened with Carolina. What's Colorado going to balls out in this game? Or are they going to? They can do anything. They could trap. They can play 1-3-1. They can play man-on-man defense. They can play zone defense. That's what makes Colorado so great. They can switch it up, man. It's freaking awesome to watch. Them in Florida, both of them. They know when a team is getting soft and slow in the second or third period, and they'll just go like a freaking full rink press. One guy sits up in the one forward sits up by the blue line, and the other forward just go there and just bang the shit out of you, like just full energy. And then the other guy slips down in the slot when things open up. And yeah. You're taking the Ducks to take out Vegas. A lot of people are. I'm not. No. I'm not. Utah has a better overall team as far as playoff style is concerned. And, Keller's a crazy good shutdown winger. Their defense is very underrated in Utah. Their defensemen, that being, they had a lot of guys. Anaheim has 2 guys on their team that have positive defensive analytics: Lacombe and Terry, and that's it. And Vegas, you saw it in Utah. You're seeing that, Tortorella said he wasn't going to do anything. He was just going to let him play and all that kind of stuff like that. But you're starting to see his influence slowly creep in this team. And if he is, you saw it in the last game in Utah. It probably was the best game they played. And if that's going to be the case, if they're going to play like they did against Utah, especially in the last game, as they just got better and better. I don't see Anaheim being able to penetrate too much in the D zone against Vegas. They're going to try. I mean, you can go and beat the shit out of that McDavid line. I mean, that's hard to do. Don't get me wrong, but they got big physical guys, and McDavid had a broken foot. And what they did is they just put all their energy into that top line. Basically, it looked like Quenneville said, waste your energy on that top line, and we'll challenge the second, third, and fourth lines to beat us with our lower energy. And that's the way to do it, because the Oilers' depth, I've beating this drum so long, I don't even know. Their Oilers' forward depth, especially without Dickinson in, was ass. Just absolute ass. Sorry, flat out. It is the problem with the Oilers. It's not Bouchard. It's not Nurse. Those guys are struggling because when anybody else but McDavid is on the ice, man, it's a fucking shit. It's a circus. And they can now those you say, okay, Kapanen and Podkolzin got goals, yeah, because they blew their energy. What Knobloch started doing is, okay, we're gonna wait for them to burn themselves out against the McDavid line, and then we're gonna put Draisaitl and Kapanen and as much as we can, the Draisaitl line out. So Podkolzin and Kapanen are going up against, especially if they got them pinned down like if they ice the puck and they're still on the ice, they're playing against tired players. So they had a better opportunity to score. They didn't play better than the McDavid line. They had a better opportunity to succeed because of it. And then the third line, even with tired Anaheim players, they could control them. That's not happening in Vegas. That is not happening in Vegas. Yeah, they trailed, no doubt about that. But they looked good, even though they were trailing. They looked better and better every game. I don't necessarily think the score. I mean, I still think Hart is shaky. No doubt about that. I still think Hart is shaky. You got to remember the one game, they got what? Utah had 4 goals on 12 shots or something like that. That's not going to happen every game. You keep a team down to 12 shots, you're probably going to win more games than you don't. Even with, Hard in net, you're probably going to win more games than you don't. So, yeah, they lost that one. It wasn't really Hart's fault either. They missed some assignments and stuff like that. But overall, I think they played a really good game there and outplayed Utah, and they lost. So I don't worry about that. But you got Marner playing really, really well. Yeah. I'll go. I already went over it once, but I'll go it again. Yeah, Barbashell. I love the fact that Pavel Dorofeyev take him over his shots, even though he didn't get it last time. I don't think he did, anyways. Dorofeyev, Eichel, Barbashov. Ivan Barbashov is basically there to grind out in the corners and stuff like that. And Eichel and Dorofeyev take care of the rest of the ice, and they can do it, and they're extremely good at it. Like Eichel and Dorofeyev together is one of the best shutdown tandems you're going to find. No doubt about it. Dorofeyev does not get credit for how good he is on a full sheet, man. He is freaking really good. Marner and Stone, this is what he's done. He's taken 2 guys, Jack Eichel's like Selke level center. Dorofeyev is absolutely fantastic that way. And then they got Barbashev, who just kind of, if he can make it back in the zone, then he does. He tries to play in front of the net. He overextends himself in the offensive zone, and he's late coming back. But if you got Eichel and Dorofeyev helping out there, you can get away with that. Brett Howden, same thing. Brett Howden has the same situation, same as Barbashev. And he's playing with a lot of confidence right now. 4 goals in 6 games, And Marner and Stone, another shutdown tandem. They can shut down anybody. Stone should have won a Selke. If he wasn't a winger, he won a Selke by now. And Marner, I mean, there's a reason why he was used in every defensive situation in Toronto, like played against elite competition all year long, because he's amazing. He's awesome at it. And this year, he wasn't given that deployment. So he's got more legs this year. And he's looking like he's got more legs this year. That line can shut down anybody. And then you got Hurdle, Kolasar, and Riley Smith. That is probably your weak link on the lineup, that third line. But you're going to try to put those guys up against the fourth and third lines as much as you possibly can. And Cole Smith is having a hell of a series for a fourth liner. Nick Dowd and Sissons. And then defensively, I mean, the defense is not even comparable. It's like, forget about it compared to Anaheim. McNabb, one of the best shutdown defensemen in last 10 years. Shea Theodore is very good. Theodore is very good. Noah Hannafin and Anderson, they're not the greatest defensively, but when you got guys like Eichel and Marner helping you out down there, they're great offensive players, getting the offense moving. What am I trying to say? Play drivers is what I'm trying to say. And Lauzon actually has been really good for a third pair. Kozak, okay, but they're good enough. They're most certainly good enough. The weak link is Carter Hart. But if you don't allow them to have a lot of shots against Anaheim, I mean, you look at Anaheim's team. Offensively, they got a lot of weapons. There's no doubt about that. Troy Terry, Leo Carlson eventually, I think, is going to be much better on a full sheet. But right now, it's not even asked of him. It's just pure offense. Granlund and Seneca, same thing. It's just, if they are playing, they can burn you if they're playing in the offensive zone. Any other area of the ice, this lineup is in trouble. And you're not going to keep Vegas in the offensive zone for like 60% of the time like you could against the Edmonton Oilers. It's just not going to happen. But Jackson Lacombe is the only shutdown defenseman they have. Trouba is an offensive, is a very good play driver offensively. He gets some reputation that he's some shutdown defenseman. He's not. Pavel Mintyukov is stout. John Carlson, his legs are kind of going on him, years when he was way better defensively than people give him credit for, but not really what you call a shutdown defenseman. And then Hintz and Hellison could be just absolutely whipping boys against some of those top lines. And Lucas Stahl's been here nor there. Sometimes he's looked good, sometimes he hasn't looked good. And I think a lot of that has to do with what's going on in front of him. When I saw those Edmonton games, even though Edmonton was hurt, when Anaheim was in the defensive zone, there was a lot of freaking shit show going on, man. They were just, what do we do with this puck? Just freaking, there was very little structure to what was going on, but they got away with it. No way I'm taking Anaheim in this series. No way. I mean, yeah, Trouba will get his block shot. He'll get block shots for you, but that's because he spends a lot of time in his own zone too. That's two things when you're blocking a lot of shots. There's only like a couple defensemen that block a ton of shots that are really good defensively. McNabb was one of them. Gudas used to be, but he's been injured and he is. Tanev for the most part. But like, if Slavin is blocking a lot of shots, Carolina's in trouble. Because that means they're spending too much time in their own zone and they're not playing their game. Yeah, shut up, West Coast. You can't have it. That is definitely not the case because Quenneville's system is fairly simple. But they got a very young team that are learning the game still. Awesome talent, incredible talent. Seneca is a great talent. Carlson's going to be amazing. I mean, this team has got a future that could be absolutely mind-blowing. I got my questions about Q, man. And I know Alex freaking hated me when I said that. Hated me when he said that. When he was in Chicago, I mean, that team never played. I don't know what. that team didn't play a collapse system of any kind. That was like pure offensive. They had so much talent on that freaking team, and then they had brilliant minds like Taves and Kane. Kane never. I don't know. He didn't. If he sniffed the defensive zone, it was a like no, he wasn't, and he didn't have to. He had great puck movers like Keith and Seabrook and Campbell, guys like that. They could play a balls out offensive game against the competition back then and do it and win. And then Taves and a couple Ladd, all of those guys, they kind of did the heavy lifting for a lot of players. And then in Florida, I mean, when he was in Florida, when that happened with whatever happened in Chicago, I was pissed. Although it didn't change when Odette took over. But I mean, I was betting overs every game when Florida played. They didn't play defense. And when they did win the President's Trophy that year, I think it was Boston to beat them in the first round. You're not going to win like that in the playoffs, man. Unless you've got balls out talent, like so much talent more than the other team that you can just beat the shit out of them like Chicago did. We'll see what his next home is. The Oilers got 1 year. Here's a question. I already did a thing on this. I just did a video on it. You can go check it out. They got 1 year. There's in the video I say a couple of players that I think can help that team out, that will help their defense and will help their goaltending and their forwards. 2 forwards that they can possibly pick up. I'll give you a hint. They're both from Alberta. That they could possibly pick up that would help that team and would even help their goaltending and help their defensemen as well. And if they don't fix that, if they don't fix the forward depth to be able to play against top lines, they're never doing it. They have this year, but I mean the following year. Yeah, the following year it is truly do or die, because I think they're going. I think they're just not going to be able to trade him. They're not going to be able to trade him because if they do things right, he may not leave anyways. If he wins a cup next year, he probably signs long. If they fumble it, then you wonder if he's even going to bother going into another summer and say, look, I'm 31 now. I think that's what he would be. I don't want to give this. I've given you so many years. He took a $12 million contract. Going back to that Broberg and Holloway thing, they dropped the ball because they didn't match the offer from St. Louis. I think part of the reason why they didn't match the offer is they had no idea that McDavid was going to do a solid and give them go at $12 million a year. They were probably thinking they were going to have to pay McDavid $16 or $17 million. So they were looking down the road at their cap space, and everything's McDavid. If they don't have them, 7-year rebuild probably. Who knows how long it would be? It would be. So no, Theodore is not way better than Bouchard. No, absolutely not. Yeah, I would bring that up. Theodore is not way better than Bouchard. Really good, not better than Bouchard. No way. Had this argument so many times before. You put Theodore in Edmonton, and he would get trashed about the same way. Wait till Nurse gets traded to I don't know if he gets traded or not. They're talking about, I don't know how you could possibly get rid of that contract. He is overpaid. He's an average second D. But, I mean, he could help another team at a better rate. And you put him in a man-on-man situation where he's not having to block shots, because the guy can't block shots to save his fucking life. Man. And you don't have to be a great shot blocker to be a very good defenseman. You don't have to be. You play if he got in a man-on-man system somewhere, say Buffalo, although Buffalo doesn't need a lefty, but just hypothetically speaking, he would be way better off. That'd be much better use of his tools, his speed, his quickness, and stuff like that. He wouldn't have to block shots so much. It would be a way better use of his talent that he has. And I don't know what other teams do that, play that. San Jose is trying that. So D'Angelo better than Bouchard? Fuck off. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Tony D'Angelo. Yeah. Tony D'Angelo, the never saw a defensive zone he liked. Just absolutely gets crippled in all areas of D understanding. Is just an absolute basket case. Yeah, I think yeah. That's one thing Nurse is very bright. He could definitely do a man-on-man system, no doubt about it. Just like watch him block shots, man. I've never seen a guy so well. I've seen guys worse at blocking shots. Those are guys that just don't block shots, like D'Angelo, for instance. They just like jump out of the way. That would be worse. But for a guy who literally tries really hard to block shots, I don't think I've ever seen a guy do it worse. He goes down into like goalie poses and flops around like a flounder. It's freaking comical to watch. I don't know how you cannot figure out how to do that. Yeah, that contract is still an anchor. Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't know. I don't know how they could possibly get rid of it right now. They're not going to. I think what they do is they get Laviolette, man. Get Laviolette. Get a man-on-man system in there. He seems to be able to teach it real quick, too. He seems to be able to get guys on it real quick. He's a great coach. Great coach. And he's a 2-year window guy. But you're going to have to dedicate yourself. But that's exactly what they have to do. You have to be like totally dedicated, man. Like freaking ball all in. Tell your family, I'll see you at birthdays and shit. Like he wants focus. And that's what you can't, that's not sustainable. But if you want to win a cup and you want to totally dedicate yourself to just being practice, getting better. He wants his teams to hang out with each other on the road, no fucking around, all that kind of stuff like that. Sort of like Cassidy that way. No screwing around. Eat. Have your mind on the game. Like he is intense, man. But he's not I don't think he's an asshole though. I don't think he's an asshole. I just think he's really intense and very, I could call it demanding if you want, but McDavid to the trade. Yeah. How many cups for Laviolette? 1, I think. 2 finals, 1 cup. Brought a Nashville team to the finals that had no business being there whatsoever. Philly team to the finals that had no business being there. Everywhere he's gone. The only place he hasn't is New York. New York. It was just but that was just an absolute shit show. How the heck are you going to get everybody rowing in the same page when they don't even want to fucking be there? Like that was just that was a desperate move by the New York organization to rally everybody around there. I don't think anybody's doing it. Is that right? One cup. Yeah. I mean, there's great coaches that haven't got a cup. Lindy, you're off. Barry Trotz, he won one with Washington, did an amazing job in New York. I mean, those teams had no business making it to the freaking Western Conference Finals. I don't really judge it on how many cups you win. Depends on the team you had, what you did with that team, all that kind of stuff. There's more than just that. You got to work with what you got. Rick Tocchet doesn't win a cup as a coach. Brought Vancouver team again, like those Arizona teams made, like I think he made the playoffs once or maybe twice, but they were in it almost every time. It wasn't so complicated, wasn't complex. There's nothing wrong with a complex system, and I guess I should put the word more complex in front of it. And some people will say, some people make the argument that zone is more cerebral, which I would say. I mean, I played zone and I played man on man. They say it's more cerebral. I'll say zone is very communicative, but you have an opportunity to communicate a lot more because everybody is in earshot with each other when you're talking about zone. So you're talking back and forth to each other all the time. Where to go? This guy's here, that guy's there, or whatever. Yeah, it's more communicative. But man on man, you got one guy up there. You have to think, where's he going? What's that guy going to do with the puck? And what do we do from here? You have to anticipate the direction it's going and move before it happens. Unless you've got like crazy speed, but most defensemen don't have. And even then, if you can anticipate it, like you see Carolina does, like it's crazy. You see the shot suppression today from Carolina? That man-on-man system, and that's not even in the defensive zone. That is all over the fucking ice, man. Everywhere. The amount of practice and learning to work as a team and thought process that goes into, eventually it gets more automatic, but it takes time. That system takes time to know exactly when to go, when to pinch, when not to pinch, when to grab people at the neutral zone. When a guy loses his man in the corner, what does everybody else do? Where do we go? How do we go from there? Where do you stand when you lose the puck here, when you lose the puck there? Zone, you communicate where the zone goes. He's going to your side. You move out, everybody stays in there. I found that way easier than man on man. Way easier. And I can't, like, but if man on man is mastered, and it's physically more taxing on the body. Man on man is way more physically taxing on the body than zone. That's why a lot of coaches like to stick with zone, because they don't want to burn out their D-men. But Buffalo's got those long, lanky defensemen. It helps it out a lot to be able to do what they do. Power and Samuelson and Dahlin, and that helps it out even more. But I mean, it's more, you have to be in top condition to be playing that man on man all over the ice. Fuck, it's hard. So I say it's not more complex. I don't understand how you could think that, because when I played it, zone was much easier to play. Much easier to play. It's more communicative. I will give it that. No doubt about that. You'd have to, because I mean, in man on man, there's still communication. Don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of times when players aren't even in earshot of what you're doing. and you have to make decisions before you test before somebody says anything. So, and you got to have forwards in zone. Forwards can fly the zone a little more. They can come back late a little more, so you have an opportunity to be more aggressive in the offensive zone. But Carolina does it both. It's crazy. It's pretty awesome to watch, actually, and it's pretty amazing that those players can do that for a full season. That's why they seem to burn out in the second round. But this year, I don't think it's happening. This year, I think they fly through to the finals. But anyways, did I talk about everything here? Did I talk about the game for tomorrow? And oh, by the way, when I played both of those, I did not do it well. Neither our team did not do it well. For sure. I mean, we're not in the NHL, but coaches did in midget and stuff like that did a variation of it. And I don't even think it's like what they do in the NHL. And it was a fucking bitch. It was tough. I know it wasn't what they do in the NHL. Not to that level, not even close. Yeah, we did the Colorado Minnesota game. And I guess we'll talk about the rest of the series tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Because we'll be on the forecheck with exotic wagers. So we'll see you then. You're going to be on there. I can't remember if you were busy this weekend or not, JD. I hope you're on there. Statmaster J. Tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Exotic wagers with a Z. And we'll be going over all of these games all over again. Hope you enjoyed the conflab that I was having. Yeah. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day.